Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about Henri de Toulouse Lautrec. Full name Henri Marie Raymond de Toulouse Lautrec Monfort. Long name, I know. He was born November 24 in 1864 in Elba, France, and died September 9, 1901. He was a French painter, postmaker, printsman, draughtsman, and illustrator. He is considered the pillar of modern art, combining realism, exaggeration, and boldness, and is considered the influencer in the use of colorful and dynamic forms nowadays. His artwork is even known to be the source of fuel in the obsession of superstars. Think of Nicki Minaj nowadays. But first, let's talk about his history and his early life. He was born to an aristocratic family, where his family enjoyed a lavish, rich life, and enjoyed arts and sports. So Henry was accustomed to this lifestyle and developed the love of animals and had rode horses back then, wherein his very first sketches were of horses at the age of 8 years old. Sadly for Henry, his mother took him to many doctors as he had a genetic disorder that stunted his growth due to family intermarriage. His parents were first cousins, which made him grow to have a man's body and a kid's legs. Therefore, he was not able to enjoy horse riding or other activities of kids his age. He even broke his thigh bones at 14 years old of age, which never really recovered, and lived with pain throughout his lifetime. Henry poured his passion into art and instead created hundreds of sketches. Even his mentor René Prince-Thiaw, a family friend and artist, encouraged him and applauded him for his sketch, Two Riders on Horseback in 1879. Henry then proceeded after his second attempt in examinations in 1882 to Montmartre, Paris, which was known for its bohemian lifestyle and wild nightlife, where cafe concerts, cabarets, theaters, and even windmills were transformed into concert halls. Montmartre was a hub for philosophers, artists, and writers to gather and exchange ideas and challenge each other on modern and flashy concepts and even break the rules. It is there where Henri de Toulouse was mentored by Leon Bonnat and Bernard Corman. Known for their unorthodox and unconventional approaches, wherein they encouraged his bold style. And it is also there where he became close friends with Vincent van Gogh and Emily Bernard. That is a portrait drawn by Lautrec of his friend Emily. Henri de Toulouse Lautrec went wild in Paris. He drank and drew the famous faces and made friends with them, such as La Goule, known as the glutton, and clowns such as Chocolat. He was literally the life of the party. He enjoyed the Parisian nightlife, and he was known for his charming and witty personality. He accompanied the singer Bruant, who owned a cabaret and created art for him. This is a poster he made for Bruant. He made posters for Le Chat Noir and Moulin Rouge, who were both accepting commissions from artists, or Henry created posters for them. It was especially at those times where the celebrity community was growing. People went to Paris roaming around the city to pick and choose which event to go to based on the posters. Henry excelled in marketing the events through his artworks that he was treated as a VIP and entered whichever event he wanted. And his timing of moving to Montmartre, Paris was almost perfect, as he coincided with the expansion of the middle-class people spending money on entertainment. And he came when the advertising industry was booming and the nightlife was buzzing, where his posters grabbed many eyes. He had unlimited supply of work for all the concerts, circuses, and theaters at those times. Moving to Lautrec's social issues, he was suffering in pain from his broken thigh bones that never healed properly, and his disorder made him feel different and insignificant. But although he went through that, the celebrities and famous figures loved him. He had many artist friends and was accepted everywhere. His alcoholism was also a big major issue as well. He was very much addicted to drinking that he hollowed his walking cane to fill it with alcohol. His family trauma also affected him very much, as his parents divorced and he was raised by his nanny at some point. He had no support from his father, who was against him for pursuing art. Then in 1899, his mother left Paris where he had a major mental breakdown. Many traditional artists were against Henri De Toulouse Lautrec's art and style, but he proved them wrong, for his art influenced the upcoming centuries that came after.
Henri de Lautrec was very fond of painting people in their most realistic, rather distorted form. He found beauty in the ugly side of things, which made his artwork very popular and different in his time. He inspired bold colors, flashy and fresh design in his poster and modern graphic design. Lautrec had a very distinctive style and approach to art. He had a flowing, expressive line and a highly rhythmic composition that were eye-catching. He also used woodblock printmaking, inspired by Japanese printing, which was very popular in Paris by the end of 19th century. He became an overwhelming sensation that his posters were even stolen as a collector items. His artwork is what inspired Impressionism and is also what shunned the traditional and prestigious artwork back then, as well as he known for using art to challenge the modern concept of his era. The Moulin Rouge is a cabaret in Paris, France, opened in 1889, wherein they offered over the years a different kind of shows and musical concert. Lautrec created a poster from the Moulin Rouge like La Goulou, which made him an overnight sensation, that it was his shot to fame. The poster was painted with a simple soiled four-color with a bold outlines, both inspired by Japanese woodcut print, which were fashionable in Paris at that time. It represents the famous can-can dance, and the dancers are La Goulou and her partner Valentine Ladouceau. The audience is painted in black in order to focus attention on the performers rather than the audience. The triple repetition of the club name drew the focus down to the central figure of the poster. He used lively lines and color to capture the moments. He shifted the advertisement industry from normal print wording into an art form posters. Paris and the 19th century was one of the most exciting places for printmaking. It was where graphic design took the advertising industry. Celebrity culture was born, and the art of color photography came into its own. At the center of this print revolution was Henri de Lautrec. His design brought artistic skill and critical attention to the medium of advertising. And by mixing popular culture with comparison and artistry, he was able to create some of the most memorable graphic design of all time. In less than 20 years, Lautrec created 5,000 drawings, included print, posters, watercolor, and canvas painting, and unknown number of lost work. By February 1899, Lautrec's alcoholism began to take his toll, and he collapsed from exhaustion and the effect of alcoholism. His family had him committed to Sanitarium Secours Mental Hospital for 3 months. While he was committed, he drew 39 circuit paintings to prove his sanity to the doctor. After his release, he returned to Paris for a time and then traveled throughout France. He returned to his work. However, it didn't last. Lautrec's work was moody and downy. His physical and mental health began to decline repeatedly owing to alcoholism and diseases. On the 9th September 1901, at the age of 36, a few weeks before his 37th birthday, he died from complication due to alcoholism and diseases. After Lautrec's death, his mom Adele and his art dealer continued promoting his artwork. His mother contributed funds for museum to be created in Albi, his birthplace, to show his work. In the summary, he was an overwhelming sensation in the end of the 19th century. He used different method, approach, and style that revolutionized against the traditional art. Lautrec was very famous amidst the life of Montmartre, Paris. He introduced modern art and is the one that paved the way of unconventional art to make its way to the 20th century. He influenced graphic design and pop art, most famed for the poster La Goulou for the Moulin Rouge.